That was nice. It was nice. Walking around in the rain.
Yeah, it was.
St. Patrick's weekend.
Dude,
That bar was actually not as packed as I was afraid it was going to be.
it wasn't that bad.
It wasn't so bad, yeah.
You kept saying, you were like, dude, what if we just, I just hate to leave this bar right now. I just wanted to, what if that person's in there that we could put on the podcast? And you were so, like, locked into that. It was funny.
Oh, my God. When you stuck that beer out of the bar, I did not see you hide it.
I put it in my rain jacket coat.
Yeah, I was just, like, looking around, and then I looked back at you, and you're like, I got a beer, let's go. And I was like, what? Okay. Bitburger. We were drinking some Bitburger. Yeah.
That was a good beer.
It's like a stronger Pilsner.
Dude, I couldn't finish it. You had to finish it for me. And then we had it outside. I remember, I don't know what came over me, dude. I was feeling reckless. Bring us in, baby.
This is No Singles, a podcast where we discuss albums from front to back in an attempt to promote comprehensive album listening. I'm Nate.
I'm JR.
And this week, we've got Volume 3 by She and Him, and we've got Amnesiac by Radiohead. Two pretty different albums.
Oh, man, are they different?
Mm-hmm.
They're both pretty great.
Yeah.
This is my second Radiohead album I've ever listened to.
Yeah, what, In Rainbows?
In Rainbows was the first. This was the second, so I didn't really know what to expect.
I've listened to everything by them.
I'll be honest, I liked them more than I thought I would.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
They're such a... They're like the... I'm sure that I'm saying what a million musicians have said, but like they're like the bands to look at for like, how do you change your sound successfully? Like, how do you constantly keep changing?
Because right after I listened to it last night, taking notes, I went back and I listened to the Bends, and I was like,
yeah,
is this the same band?
Dude, the Bends and In Rainbows are in constant competition for which one's my favorite Radiohead.
Really?
I can never fucking pick.
Dude, the cover of the Bends is weird.
Yeah.
I read about it. It was a CPR dummy that mimicked a mannequin coming to life, experiencing agony and like pure pleasure at the same time.
Yeah.
And they ran it through a TV and then photographed the TV.
That's yeah.
It's fucking weird.
It's
dude.
so cool. Dude.
I know.
That's such like 90s shit too.
I know.
Man, what was I gonna say? Oh, we were just talking about bar hopping. We started off at Lowlands in
Gowanus.
In Gowanus.
That's where our studio is.
Yeah.
For now.
And then we wandered over to the village, I guess.
Yeah, we jumped on the train because I was like, I have nowhere to be.
Yeah. And I was like,
why not go into the city?
We got some bacon, egg, and cheeses.
After we split, I went to McDonald's.
Oh, dude, I went to my corner bodega and I got a cold turkey wrap.
Oh, that sounds good.
It was pretty good.
The N train wasn't coming for 30 minutes, so I was like, I got time. So,
yeah. Jesus, dude.
Yeah,
30 minutes?
30 minutes. Can you believe that? It was at NYU.
Oh.
That stop.
I guess it was like 3:30 in the morning. So
yeah, I got home at 5.
Whoa! I took the J, and I was home in like half an hour at least.
No, it took me about an hour and 15.
I sat an hour 15.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're a little further away.
Yeah.
I sat on the train watching A Man Called Otto. Just completely drunk.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds funny.
Tom Hanks movie that came out. It's
good?
fine. No, what was the name of the second bar we wound up at? That's why I was trying.
You texted it to me.
Yeah, I need to find it again.
But dude, the inside I felt like I stepped into like a fucking Irish village in the 1800s. You know, had the little flags on the wall, the murals, the dark wood, the dark green. On St. Patty's Day too, dude. How cool was that,
dude?
Wow.
I know that was the day to be in that bar.
Oh yeah.
Swift Hibernian Lounge. That was a cool bar.
It was
packed. But
at 3:30, yeah.
3:30 in the morning.
On a Sunday?
Fucking St. Patrick's Day. Yeah. Yes, yeah, and then technically Monday.
Monday morning.
Then I got up and I read about She and Him.
Oh, yeah. So, what's your relationship to this artist?
She and Him. I guess we have to kind of talk about M. Ward, who I really don't
have
a relationship with that much, you know? his singles will come up if I just have Spotify kind of shuffling through things, like just like random suggested stuff. So him, I haven't listened to too much. I know his voice when I hear it, but
Oh, it's so distinctive.
yeah,
It is as unique as Zooey Deschanel's,
right.
which
And
makes
then
them a perfect pair.
Zooey Deschanel, I think you're one of the only people who I know who knows her from music. First off,
That's
you
right.
know?
Yeah.
But she growing up, 500 Days of Summer. I guess Elf, even though I watched it like once when I was a kid. And Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I watched all the fucking time.
Oh wow, dude! I didn't know she's in that.
Yeah, she's the love interest in that.
Cool.
And then she's and then I watched New Girl.
Of course.
Until the seasons get terrible. So like I knew her primarily from acting, but and then for She and Him, I did have their Christmas album when it came out. I bought that.
Which one? The first one?
Yeah, the
It's
one
good, right?
It's a good Christmas album. I bought that at like Barnes and Noble or something.
I feel like it's hard to do a good Christmas album.
Yeah, I mean, and they did covers, so like
Right.
to do a good OG Christmas album is I feel like that's the real test. But
Yeah.
they did some good covers. They had original takes on songs.
They're good.
And they were good. And it was a good Christmas album.
I listen to it, every Christmas actually.
What year was that? Was that 2011 that came out? But yeah, it was that Christmas that I bought
Okay.
that Christmas album.
Okay.
And I had it for a few years. Yeah.
They're good.
What's your relationship to She and Him?
Oh, I mean, like you said, I got introduced to Zoe through Volume 1.
Okay.
Oh my god. Man, Jacob Taylor showed this band to me, and it's a special band between us two. Running around East Tennessee growing up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
That's pretty cool. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was like, this music is fucking great. And then one day, I'm just watching 500 Days of Summer, and I'm like, is that she?
Yeah.
From She and Him? And it was.
Yeah.
And, watched Elf, all that stuff. I was like, wow, holy shit, she is a fantastic actor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was very surprised to know that she acted too.
Yeah. So yeah, for everybody, like every review that I read about She and Him, even in 2013, I mean, they're like, it is the duo of musician M. Ward and actress Zooey Deschanel.
Growing up, Zooey Deschanel was my diehard celebrity crush.
Yep, you told me that.
Unparalleled.
Yeah.
Quirky, cute, weird. Good singing voice. Good songwriter.
Did you ever see the bit they would do on SNL? They did the Abby Elliott does an impression of Zooey Deschanel, and she's like, "I'm just a quirky girl," and
No.
and
You gotta send it to me.
yeah, Taron Killam plays he's Michael Cera. He's like in the back, like baking cookies and stuff.
You gotta send that to me, dude.
I'll send it to you. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
So like the origin of this duo, right?
Yeah.
So the 2000 film The Go-Getter, Zoe was starring in that movie, and she was asked by the director Martin Hines to perform a duet with Matt Ward, which Ward was kind of like doing the soundtrack for the movie.
Yeah.
And then they recorded a cover of Richard and Linda Thompson's When I Get to the Border, and after they reconvened in Portland, and that's where they started making Zoe's original songs in M. Ward's studio.
Cool. Very Portland band.
I know. I'm so surprised Fred Armisen and Carrie Brownstein never did like a skit based off them.
I wonder if they did. Did you watch all of Portlandia?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I didn't watch all of it. So yeah, if they didn't, then that's wild.
Not like a
Mm-hmm.
performing duo. It's just a lot of quirky characters, but no like definite like, oh my god, that's She and Him.
Right.
You know?
Because they even did like a Flaming Lips bit and stuff,
Yeah.
That's
a great
wild.
episode.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, their influences are just like old pop music.
Yeah.
Vintage shit. Saying true. It's so obvious when you listen to them.
Yeah, it sounds about right when you're listening to them.
They're based in LA.
Yep.
Well, they were. They haven't done anything for a long time.
I mean, they're both, like
They're
this
busy.
is like they both have like day jobs, and then like She and Him is their side thing in a way, even though it's such
Yeah.
a big. That's how successful they both are. This is their, so we're coming to Volume 3, which is their 4th studio album.
That's right.
Christmas one was prior. We mentioned that. They're doing well. I mean, they did that first album, and then it just like
It exploded. I mean, it was only
Exploded.
uphill. I think
And they weren't really sure what was going to happen with that too. And then it does well. They have to tour for it and stuff. They do Volume 2, which also does well.
Not as good, still killer.
The Christmas covers just like kills.
Dude, yeah, it's so good.
That one did a great job.
And then Volume 3 comes along. Comes out in 2013 under Merge Records.
Yeah.
May 7, 2013.
Chanel talked about when they were leading up to writing the album, she was thinking about songs like And I Love Her by the Beatles. She wanted to strike a balance between happy, sad, and dark melodies.
And I think it works pretty well.
I think it works well. I don't know if I hear much like darkness in it, like even like Ice Queen, you know?
Snow Queen?
I don't necessarily think, or is it Snow Queen?
Yeah, there's
Snow Queen. Snow Queen, I don't hear, you know, for them, this is dark. I think because we paired this with Amnesiac this week.
That's the fucking darkness, dude.
I'm like, y'all's darkness isn't like...
It's cute. It's a little shadow.
It's cute, but yeah.
So 11 songs were written by Zoe Deschanel.
Oh, 11 of them.
Yeah, there's 3 covers. The covers are Baby by George Morton, Jeff Barry, Ellie Greenwich. Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me by Harry Noble. And Sunday Girl by Chris Stein. So those are the covers. Everything else she wrote. There's a nice quote. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, just she has a lot in this album about relationship, like a relationship ending. And she had just finalized her divorce from Ben Gibbard from Death Cab.
Oh, man. What an indie power couple.
I know, if there ever was one.
Holy shit.
They, yeah, and she doesn't really discuss that publicly, her divorce, but it's clearly part of this album, because it's a lot about, like, heartbreak and, like, depending on someone. Sorry, what were you going to say?
There's just this really nice quote on their Bandcamp profile. I love to go to, like, the Bandcamp page, because, like, it's always different than what Spotify has, every time.
Yeah.
And they have this nice little quote that says... Zoe Deschanel and Matt Ward, a.k.a. She and Him, are as comfortable and complementary a musical pair as Les Paul and Mary Ford.
Wow.
Matt and Zoe make music for an eternal springtime when the temperature is warm enough to go riding with the top, or at least the windows, rolled down and the radio turned up. I mean, you know, they're the ones writing that, but it's like...
Yeah.
That's adorable.
Yeah.
You know Zoe wrote that. It's so
nice
cute.
Little, like hanging out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Riding down the Ocean Highway.
Yeah.
Right, in an old convertible.
The Pacific Coast Highway.
There it is.
Yeah. With just, especially like a track like I've Got Your Number, Son would be great to listen to while doing that.
That's such a great song.
M. Ward referenced the big productions that backed Sam Cooke and the Beach Boys as inspiration for the sound on this album.
Especially like the intro, like the first 3 seconds.
Oh, yeah. Woo.
How does it go?
She's way higher than me, but I have to be way too loud to do that. M. Ward is the producer on this album.
Yep.
So
I could talk about M. Ward's stuff for a long time. He's super influential in the indie folk scene, but it's not about him right now. It's about this band. So if you're interested in M. Ward, stay tuned for next year. I'm going to put an album by his on our list. So listen to every single episode just in case.
The time that it took between Volume 2 and Volume 3 was longer than they wanted because New Girl came out in 2011. This came out in 2013, and New Girl was like surprisingly successful right off the bat. So Zoe had to dedicate more time to it, which, I mean, those first few seasons of New Girl were like fucking great.
Yeah, New Girl was super successful, only making her even more famous. This album was recorded at the Sound Factory in LA, mixed at Magic Shop in New York.
Oh, dude, the Magic Shop?
Yeah.
What a cool fucking spot.
They had additional recordings at Magic Shop. ARC Omaha in Nebraska, Jackpot in Portland, and Sonic Trout in Cape Cod. They mastered it at Gateway Mastering in Portland, Maine.
We haven't watched it yet, but the New York episode of Sonic Highways, they go to Magic Studio.
I can't wait for that.
It's such a it's a great episode. It's so good.
It's the best. It's New York.
We gotta get it. We gotta keep watching that.
I know. All right, so yeah, I think that's... Oh, there's a really fun fact about this album.
Yes.
On Baby and Together, the bass player is Mike Watt.
Yes, I did read that.
The co-founder and bassist of Minutemen.
Yeah.
Which is great, dude.
But that's those, like, Pacific Northwest music scene, you know?
Exactly.
They all just fucking know each other. I was in Seattle a few years ago, and I talked to my brother's friend, and she was like, yeah, I'm a photographer. The guitarist from the U-Men I hang out with sometimes. And I'm like, that's a band that I only know because I'm a fucking, like, punk rock nerd for that kind of thing. And I'm like, you just know this person casually? And she's like, he's a local celebrity, right? But, like, nobody really knows who he is, you know? Like,
Right.
And all those artists out there just, like, casually know each other. Where in, like, the Pacific Northwest, they're like, yeah, I, like, you know, I hang out with them at the bookstore and get coffee with them.
Yeah, and they'll just say their, like, first name or something.
Yeah.
You're like, Jason Alexander?
George Costanza? Larry David?
Oh, man. Because George Costanza is actually on this album. He raps about halfway through.
About his wallet.
About being a fucking architect.
Yeah.
About his wallet.
You know anything about the album artwork?
No, I scoured for it. Oh, please tell me you found something.
The album artwork was shot by Autumn De Wilde in L.A.
Cool.
Just a standard shoot
in L.A.
But you want to learn about Autumn De Wilde? Because she has...
Is she De Wilde?
She has De Wilde story. That's so stupid. She shot the album artwork for 1 million indie bands, like, that we know.
Name drop. Casually.
Honestly, you have to go look at her Wikipedia page for it, because it's this enormous list of just, like, of all these people. And then she recently directed the film Emma, which came out a few years ago. It's fantastic. People should see it. She also directed a number of music videos for bands that we would know, Death Cab for Cutie being one of them, but there's a bunch of others. Her dad was a photographer, most noted for his pictures of Hendrix at the Monterey Pop Festival.
What?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Then, so she wanted to get into theater at first, so she was at Lollapalooza in 95, and she was doing some sort of, like, political play thing. And she passed out from heat stroke. And Beck grabbed her and put her in his tour van so she could, like, cool off and stuff.
Nice.
And so she was...
Jeff Beck or Beck Beck?
Beck. Just Beck, yeah. And she had her camera, and she took some photos of him, and he was like, these are great. And he was like, you should be a photographer. I don't know what you're doing with this acting stuff.
That's the origin?
Yeah, and so Beck convinced her to be... And now she's a, like, famous, like, celebrity.
Dude, I'm looking at some of her stuff. It's, like, extensive. Oh my god! You just have to, like you said, just go on there and look at her pedigree.
Yeah. Her pedigree, yeah.
She directed music videos for Beck, The Decemberists, Florence and the Machine, Spoon, Ingrid Michaelson, The Raconteurs, Brilo Kelly, Death Cab for Cutie, Flaming Lips, Arcade Fire.
But yeah, she.
Wow, cool.
Yeah, so like, looking up their album artwork itself is just kind of like it's
just close up.
Went out and did a photo shoot, got the shot, whatever. But the history behind Autumn De Wilde is actually
so interesting.
Really fucking cool.
Wow.
Yeah, and then just some stuff I think informing this album around the time it's coming. It's going out there. Other things that were out that year were like Queens of the Stone Age are like kind of reinventing their sound around this time. Vampire Weekend has Vampires of the City coming out. They're reinventing their sound a bit. The Arctic Monkeys come out with their album AM that year. That's like that huge one that, like, they're reinventing their sound on there.
Everyone's just doing transformative
The Next Day by
shit.
Bowie is changing his sound. Nine Inch Nails' Hesitation Marks comes out. Lord comes out that year. Kind of changes the whole scene. This feels like sort of the end of a certain era of rock music. Daft Punk comes out with another, like, just, $1 billion album. The 1975 has their debut this year. Like, the sound of music at the time is kind of changing a bit, and she and him changed the sound a little on this album, but it's still somewhat close to their original sound.
It's more or less like more...
I think that's like where they get lost in the shuffle a bit when you talk about albums from that year. Like, because people are doing, like, very notable work in their own area, and this is Zoe being put more up front in terms of, like, their past albums. But I think that's about it for like examining this album.
Like Matt sings like once or twice on this whole record.
Yeah, he's barely on.
Right, but in the past, he's been featured.
Mm-hmm.
But
anyways, yeah, I just think that for the landscape that they're entering at the time, that's.
You want to get into these?
Yeah, let's get into these.
Cool. I remember you said to me, like the week we listened to this, you were like, "Dude, what a great intro to the album."
I've Got Your Number, Son just like takes off, and it's just a great intro to the album. I'll get into the theme of the album a little as we get into it. It introduces the theme really well.
Yeah.
With the first lyrics.
I've got your number, son.
The very first lyrics.
What's a man without all the attention? Well, he's just a man.
And then, who am I without all your affection? I'm a nobody too. And that's really like the theme that the album follows. It's her...
Considering she's probably singing about two ultra famous people.
Yeah.
Her and Ben Gibbard. Right?
It's got to be Ben Gibbard. And I think she's having to deal with the loss of this person in her life, and how she's been like turning to him for comfort, and now she's not quite sure where to turn. And we'll get into the theme and how I think it needs to evolve at some point in the album. I don't really quite think it does, but
do you think
she introduces that theme.
Do you think the theme just remains like juvenile? Like,
I think it's just stagnantly right there. It's like kind of just in those lyrics, and it never really shifts away from that at any point.
She needs to look at Ben Gibbard and say, "I don't want to play with you anymore."
Like, for her to come to some sort of resolution by the end of it,
right, like, I don't need you, something.
The end of Bon Iver's For Emma Forever Ago really tracks his, like, heartbreak and stuff in this thing. And then the album ends with him definitively saying, like, "You'll always be a part of me, but I have to understand that you're not with me anymore." And it kind of ends there. And he's gone through a change. And this album, I don't necessarily feel like there's a change that happens. So
let's revisit that as we like go down through, because
anyways, yeah,
I didn't think about that as a theme.
Anyways, what do you think about the opening track?
Dude, it's fucking great. The keys that come in after. Dude, I mean, yeah, it's just this classic like Zoe like whipping her voice high up in the air. It's like you play that first 3 seconds, I guarantee you any indie person, like indie music fan, they're like, "Oh, that's she and him, come on." Who knows what album, because, doesn't really, but it's so recognizable, right?
Yeah.
Such a nice, like, driving intro. It sounds happy.
And this kind of goes back to her talking about "And I Love Her."
Yeah.
And she was talking about, like, can I have these, like, melancholy, sad lyrics about a relationship that are juxtaposed to an upbeat sound? They got it on this song.
Next song.
Never Wanted Your Love.
What a very ambiguous title. Who could tell what that means? Very poppy, dude.
Yeah.
See, I like pop.
Up. Yeah.
This is an example of pop I can get down with.
How do you like this one? How do you like this song?
It's good. It's not my favorite, but it's good.
Yeah. It kind of...
super bouncy.
It's very bouncy when the snare comes in, for the dun dun.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh yeah.
I love the snare work on this.
The lyrics are nice.
Yeah.
I never wanted your love, but I needed it all. You're so close that I can't see. You keep trying to bother me, and then you do it again. It's like she's so conflicted about this relationship.
I'm really impressed by the structuring of it, because the pre-chorus is what I assume the chorus is, and then it hits the chorus. And the pre-chorus and the chorus are both just so catchy. That I'm like, that's pretty well.
She writes a good fucking hook. No, yeah, it's a good fucking song, dude. It's bouncy. The structure is really nice.
Yeah.
She's like building these hooks on top of each other, which I think is really cool.
Yeah. The hooks are being built on there, and then the backing vocals that are coming in.
Dude, the backing vocals are always like, just nailed right there. So well.
They are key for the song.
For the album, dude.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's its own instrument in this album.
Yeah. I'd say like for this song, they bring it home at the end of the song, too. They like really kick in for that final chorus.
Yeah.
Just those oohs in the back are just like...
Yeah, it's so much like color and flavor to this song. Next we got Baby.
Baby. This one's cover, right? It's one of the covers?
It is. Mike Watt. Mr. Minuteman plays bass on this song. So I never knew the song was a cover until this. Like I've heard like bits and pieces of this album before.
Yeah.
But I've never like listened to it ever.
Mm-hmm.
Or just I only listened to like Turn to White.
Right.
Right. That's what I was searching for when I.
Yeah.
Anyways, I was surprised to find out this was a cover. It fits in with their sound really, really well.
This is perfectly placed in the album. This really falls in. You know, this is losing just a little bit of the energy, but enough. It's still pushing forward. Enough. Yeah, it's really good.
I don't think this one fits in the album. It's a great song. It would be a great, like, 45, right? But this is not.
Oh, really?
I don't think this fits in the album super well.
See, I love this song in the album because it, like, lifts up a little bit. And I'm like, oh, I get to, like, kind of jam out some a little bit. I think, really, it's the drum beat and the guitar at the beginning. It
just throws me off.
Yeah, I think that I'm like, I don't really mind if it doesn't need to be on the album because I'm like, ooh, I'm just jamming along to this thing.
It's a great fucking song.
I'm grooving with this. Yeah.
The sax solo is killer.
Yes.
Oh, I wrote down, I love the drums on this track.
Yeah, the drums are great.
It's like the guitar solo and the sax solo. Having those back to back is really nice.
I said sweet guitar riff.
Yeah, sweet guitar riff, bro.
She's basically telling her partner she's there for him.
Mm-hmm.
But he'll need to keep some distance going through his shit. Oh, I remember. You know what? The lyrics I thought were a bit corny.
I'm looking at them now.
Because she says something like, well, I'll get through this together or something like that.
We all go it alone. Yes, we all go through it together. And we all go it alone. And we'll all go through it together. But we all go at it alone. There's like, this song and Somebody Sweet to Talk To. It's kind of repetitive at the end. Not like a huge complaint, just a small little critique of like, hey, you could put like a little solo or like a maybe just like a ooh-ah something.
Yeah, or you ended a little earlier.
Even or fade it out.
Yeah.
But I mean it's a good song. I just think you could pluck it up and take it out of the album and it wouldn't like change the feel of the album at all.
Yeah. I'm now that I'm remembering how corny the lyrics are in the middle of it, I don't mind that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's such a great groove.
Oh, dude, I know. And that, like, crunchy, quacky guitar is really great, too.
Yeah. Yeah. Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me.
What a great cover, dude. Super, like, beboppy 50s, you know. You're sitting at the diner drinking a milkshake and sharing a straw type shit.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? The Fonz is slamming the jukebox.
Oh, the Fonz. Oh, Henry Winkler.
Is he
plays the Fonz.
Scandal free?
Oh yeah, he is.
Cool. Anyways, the song is great.
I think that this is it's a good cover. The Mel Carter version is still a little more elevated than this one, I think.
Right. Yeah. I think so too.
Yeah, because I was listening to this and I was like, I get why you would do this because it's a little more grounded.
Yeah.
So I understand why you would do the cover. But the Mel Carter one kind of sweeps you away a little bit in a way that this one doesn't.
I think if M. Ward sang this song.
Ooh.
Right? Hold me, kiss me.
Yeah. I think that's a really good choice.
That would have oh man. It would have brought honestly, the back end of the album up.
Yes, because you're coming into this and this isn't quite a change, and that would be a bigger change while still sticking with the theme of the album. Yeah.
Sing and it would be like, you know, you're hearing all this stuff from Zoe, she's singing all this heartbreak stuff, and then you hear like maybe like a male perspective through M. Ward. It's like, oh, here's just like something different.
Right.
So I think that also, I think if you plucked this up off the album, it would not change the feel at all. No, I wouldn't get rid of it, but if you so happen to do that...
Well, also, I mean, 3 covers on one album.
Is bold.
That's
Volume 3.
Yeah, Volume 3.
Great song, though.
Also, tidbit, the U2 song, Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me, Kill Me, is a really fucking good song.
What a great name.
We'll have to listen to it later. I was listening to this, and I was like, what's the song? And I had to, like, look for a little bit. And it's this song by U2. It was in a Batman movie. And
it's good?
Dude, the song kicks ass.
Hold on.
Snow Queen.
I fucking love this song, man.
Snow Queen.
It's my second favorite.
This is your second favorite on the album?
They're just doing Buddy Holly. This is a Buddy Holly song.
Yeah.
And it's really, really well done, too. I don't even know what the words are about. I just get so excited.
It's like a rockabilly type song. I was listening to to the lyrics a bit.
Well, I would rather do a lot of despicable things than sit around and wait. That's great.
Yeah.
That's great, man. I'm not gonna wait.
I'm gonna wait for your ass.
There are a couple corny lyrics in here. I'm so cold, but I'm nice.
Oh, you know what I should say? Ben Gibbard is also part of the Postal Service, just in case anybody is nitpicky about it.
I like the Postal Service, too.
Yeah. Oh, it's good.
Yeah. Great name.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think of this?
I like how it plays with the tempo and breaks.
Yes.
It fucks around with that a little bit, and that's a lot of fun.
That switch from the swing to straight eighths halfway through is spectacular, man.
Yes.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
it's so unexpected.
It's unexpected, but it flows well with the song.
Yeah.
They all nail it as they go into it. I mean, it feels like she's on top of being like at the front of the band when they change that, because it kind of like flows and she just goes right into it when she's singing.
The light show around this song would be incredible.
Oh yeah,
right?
That'd be so cool. I think if you took out "Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me," and you just went to "Snow Queen" from Together, it would flow better. I think 100% would flow better.
I'm with you on that. Even take out Together and Hold Me.
Yeah, like you're taking
I'm still thinking that it would sound fantastic.
Her character in this song is in like a darker headspace, embracing darker tendencies of the relationship. If April Ludgate had a theme song, this would be it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the actor's name? No.
Aubrey Plaza.
There it is. Yeah.
Sunday Girl.
Sunday Girl.
Another cover.
I love this song, man.
Sunday Girl.
Yes. At this point, I think if you take out Together, Hold Me, Thrill Me, put Sunday Girl in that spot.
Okay.
No,
because of Snow Queen, right?
I forgot about Snow Queen for a second. Yeah. Yeah, this is such like a nice like mid-upper tempo song.
Mm-hmm.
It's driving. It's like got that rockabilly, Buddy Holly, early rock and roll feel.
Yeah.
Sunshiny, you know, like LA's beach.
Yes.
Whatever the hell, you know.
Yeah, it's a very upbeat song.
The French is a nice touch too.
The Sunday Girl thing is, it's like it's kind of the opposite of Snow Queen. You know, it's like this like up girl. She's bright and sunny, but she's unable to go out and see her guy, who apparently runs off with some other woman. So so there's still like the negativity of the relationship in there.
I got the bruise. Please come see what your love it makes to me.
Yeah.
If I go with you, my folks will get uptight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't speak French, so if anyone
I know that was
wants
the thing
to write
in,
in,
and then they got to the French part, and I was like, well, I don't know what this is about. But it's a nice like it drives itself forward really well. I was taking a note too. I was like, if there was some like cymbals, like some more cymbal hits on this, and some fuzz on the guitar, this could really go. This could be like a little like more driving, and I might like it. But also, I didn't realize when I wrote that down that this is a cover of a Blondie song. So
this is Blondie.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it all kind of clicked when I.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Heard that.
Cool.
So.
But even if you added distortion, I don't think it would work with the sound of the record.
Yeah, that's the thing is it doesn't work with the sound of the record.
Yeah, Mort is not like the most distortion guy.
Right. That's the thing. But then I realized it was a Blondie song, and I was like, maybe this already has that version.
So they're doing a low key.
So this is the low key.
And mixing it up. Yeah. I think if it's great.
Yeah, and another cover, but this one flows in the album.
Absolutely, it sounds like an original.
Yeah.
Then we have London.
I'm a Billy Joel cat, so anything that has this kind of like piano and singing to it, dude, you got me.
I love this song, man.
Yeah,
it's not on the album.
This is my second favorite song on the album.
I don't think it belongs on this one.
I could see the argument for why you wouldn't have it on here. I think it belongs on this album, but it needs to be the last song on the album if it's gonna.
Okay. Yeah,
especially
I can see that.
Because this departs from the theme completely. We're just kind of like,
and that would add to like her departing from the love or whatever, right? It would add a nice It would add punctuation to the album,
right?
Which it lacks.
And it's kind of like we're following this character who is Zoe, but like for the album's sake, like it's this character who's heartbroken over this guy, and she never seems to move that far out of this mindset. And then we kind of just like go completely out of it, and we just like kind of are in Zoe's little like love ballad to London,
right?
And then the album ends there. Like I think that would be, because then at least like you're dropping the whole theme just for one song, and then the album's over, and it's this nice little.
It's like 2 minutes.
Yeah, and it's just like I love London, and
London, I'll forget you, so I'll never have to go.
Yeah, and listen.
That's a great point.
Yeah, like that. I think it would work at the end of the album.
Like take out Reprise and just replace it with this.
I think Reprise can even go in the album just earlier.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Like
we'll get to that.
Yeah, like you like repeat the theme or something. But I can like picture Zoe walking around in London with like a thick like coat that's like the cleanest coat you ever saw, with like just like a couple like stripes like outline like the seams and stuff.
Yeah.
And she's just looking up at London. I'm like, I can clearly picture that when I'm listening to this song.
It's like a dreary, rainy day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe standing under an awning of like a bakery or something.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a very London feel. Have you been to London?
Nope.
It has that feel to it. Although I was there when it was kind of sunny out. But
wow, look at you, Mr. Big Shot.
It does generally have just this like kind of dreary, overcast feel. And everybody there is pale. Shadow of Love is the next song.
Dude, I love this song, man.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a cover too. It has that feel of like, it has the feel of just like a very grand song, right? Yeah. A grand emotion.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great song.
Yeah. It's, when the strings kick in.
Oh, yeah, dude.
It's very like sweep you off your feet.
Oh, yeah, that's a great way to put it.
Floating in the clouds kind of thing.
And then the piano in the back, they're just playing that arpeggio. It sounds like little raindrops.
Yeah.
Oh, man. The words. Let's talk about the lyrics. You and I, we built a shadow of love. We built the shadow of love in our hearts where the future should be. There's no tomorrow to set me free.
Yeah, boiled down is just about...
Love's as brittle as a broken bone.
They were doomed from the start.
Pretty much.
They were doomed from the moment that they started their relationship.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And they still had fun.
It's sad. And also, I'm like...
It's honest.
Why return to this theme after you've done London on the album?
Right. I know.
London completely has nothing to do with this. That's where I'm like, because I like this song and I think it belongs on the album. Just put it before London.
Yeah, even fucking put this song like after I Could Have Been Your Girl, right before Turn to White.
Yes. Yeah.
Right, bring it down super low and then bring it up a little bit from Turn to White. And then we come to the last one on the song, Reprise, in parentheses, I Could Have Been Your Girl.
Mm-hmm.
So it's this beautiful collection of strings and soprano vocals.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
It sounds very like transcending, right?
Yeah, it's a great ending note for the album. It's kind of I Could Have Been Your Girl. It's coming back to the main theme of the entire thing, while referencing a song that's already been in the album. So it's like appropriately.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, like it's a good idea. It's probably used for the ending.
This is constructive album writing, right? This is what y'all miss out on when you listen to just Turn to White, like I did for years, and missed out on this great album.
Just listen to your singles out there.
No singles.
No singles.
So this album is fantastic. Would you buy it on vinyl?
No. I don't think I would.
Me either.
Yeah.
Volume 1? Yeah. Volume 3? Yeah.
Would you buy their Christmas album on vinyl?
I'd buy the first one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The first. Whenever I say the Christmas album, I am not talking about the second one. I'm only talking about the first one.
Okay, good. For all those fans out there, go listen to the first album. The first Christmas album.
Oh, yeah.
And then listen to the second.
Yeah. Yeah, they're miles apart.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
But cool. Yeah, I wouldn't buy this on vinyl, but I think it's a good album still. Do you know when this album got released?
May 7, 2013.
May 7th, 2013. And then it appears on Billboard's 200 the week of May 25th, 2013.
Okay, cool.
It debuts at number 15 that week.
I mean, that's not bad.
No, that's not bad at all.
I feel like for some bands, their fourth album, they're just on the decline.
Yeah, no, it's they do wind up, they don't go higher than 15 with this album, but They debut at 15, which is,
Yeah, good for them.
200 albums.
Yeah.
Number 10, moving down from number 8 the week before, is Bruno Mars's Unorthodox Jukebox on its 22nd week on the chart. I'll be honest, I like that album.
I like Bruno Mars. He's a guy.
I don't love all of his albums, but I like that album.
And he also has a Fender Stratocaster model.
Oh, yeah.
So that says a lot about his guitar playing.
I mean, his Super Bowl show was, like, fine, but when he showed up, like,
I remember.
Yeah.
Oh, that was in 2013.
Oh, I have no idea what year
it was good.
Oh, well, that would be the year that Unorthodox Jukebox came out. But when he shows up, drum soloing, like, into the,
dude.
That was a pretty good intro. That was pretty fucking good. I gotta hand it to him. Next up at number 9 is Blake Shelton's Based on a True Story. Kane Chesney's Life on a Rock.
My dad went to college with him.
Kane Chesney. Oh, you said that.
I'm always going to say it.
Time by Rod Stewart is at number 7. Justin Timberlake's The 2020 Experience. I can't remember what. There is a hit on that album. I can't remember what it is.
I don't know anything about him.
Annie Up by Pistol Annies is at number 5. I don't know who that is.
What a weird name.
Yeah. To Be Loved by Michael Bublé is at number 4. Probably hear a track off that album at any wedding you go to. Now 46 is at number 3.
Are we getting to that point? The nows?
The nows.
If you know, you know. Don't tell him. Just the nows.
There's going to be one of them on Radiohead's top 10.
Oh, yeah, you're so right.
Yeah. There's I already know because I looked at it, but there's one of those are there too.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Now. Is it Now That's What I Call Music, or is this just Now 46? Are these two different things?
I'm thinking of that now that's what I call music. Yeah.
Okay, but they just shortened the title on here.
Because they're not going to write all that.
No.
God, I can see those like jewel cases in my mind, like walking through like fucking Walmart or something.
Yeah. And then they had the weird ones where they had the kids record it, the kids bop. Yeah.
Making kids sing music for money.
Oh, they had like kids doing weird. American Idiot or something. And I was like, I'm barely like not a kid anymore. I was like 14 or whatever, and I was like, this seems weird.
Okay. Yeah.
This is so weird. I want to be an American idiot. Yeah. Like, you got kids to sing that? Like, where's the line?
Isn't idiot a curse word for 10 and under?
For Mormons, it is. The Great Gatsby, music from the Baz Luhrmann film. I remember when that came out. It was huge.
That was such a good movie.
That was Kanye and Jay-Z. Yeah. And so I don't want to talk about them. And then number 1 is Golden by Lady Antebellum. So
I don't know it.
I don't know the album. I know the artist. Although they changed their name because of the Antebellum South and all this stuff. And it's good for them. At number 15, it's She and Him. Sitting right between Florida Georgia Line and Imagine Dragons. Quick shout out. At number 27 is Adele's 21. It's at 116 weeks on the chart. And it's moving up from number 31 to 27 this week.
That's a long time, too.
To be on the charts. I remember when that album came out. That thing was huge.
Dude, oh my God.
Good for her, dude. This is like...
Adele's great.
Yeah. So the next album is Amnesiac by Radiohead.
What an interesting choice, man. I'm so glad you picked this album, too.
I picked this because this is the least talked about Radiohead album. People could make an argument for Pablo Honey because it came out. It's like their first album.
Before the Bends.
Yeah, but and people don't really like most of the tracks on it, but Creep is such a huge hit that Pablo Honey does get talked about in a way more. So, well, what's your relationship with Radiohead?
Oh, dude, I mean, my cousin Trevor would listen to them a lot, but I never like, I was too young to like, get it,
Yeah.
It's just like, wow, that band sounds sad.
Yeah.
And, I listen to the happier music.
Yeah.
And then someone was like, hey, you got to listen to In Rainbows. It'll change your life. So I was living in New Orleans. I drove across this bridge that's it's like 20 miles long across Lake Pontchartrain.
Yeah.
But it was long enough to where I could play the whole entire album from beginning to end while I was driving above water. Okay?
Yeah.
And, dude, it affected me.
It's a great album.
It is a great album. And then, obviously, like, fucking Creep getting blasted and singing it.
Yeah.
With, like, my family members.
Yeah. Karaoke.
Other than that, I just thought they were that sad band. But,
yeah.
I mean, they're sad, but there's more to it.
Oh, yeah.
Now that I, know. What about you?
For me, this was the album that introduced me to Radiohead. My lifeguarding teacher in high school, he would let me like use his office to study because he knew that I had ADD and I need like a quiet place in the school to sit. So I was in there, and we had a stereo system that hooked up to the pool. And so you could blast music out in the pool area. And so there was like a ton of CDs that people left behind. And he was like, if you want any of these CDs, take them. And so I took this pile of CDs. I don't really remember what else was in there, but Amnesiac was in there.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. And I listened to it over and over again in my car in high school. And I was like, just
in high school,
hooked.
You said?
Yeah.
Did you get it? Like,
yeah.
And I didn't get the music when I was in high school. I didn't understand it.
At the time, and it's still sort of this way, but at the time, like Nine Inch Nails was like the biggest thing ever to me. Mm-hmm. They're still my favorite band, but Amnesiac really has a feel to it that Nine Inch Nails has too. And so I really I got into it quick. And then after Amnesiac, I listened to OK Computer and just their whole discography. And
they're great.
They're great.
Fucking great. They're weird. I like that. They're new. They're doing stuff no one has ever done.
Always doing something different than what they did before. And it works out all the time, even though I think there is some bias from the critical community and the music community, like now, to just always be like, Radiohead's great. But at the same time, I'm like, I do like everything that they put out, so I'm not against that opinion either. I started listening to Amnesiac in high school, and I'm glad I can like revisit this album.
Yeah, you showed this album to me.
Years. Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. When was the last time you listened to this album?
Man, I have no idea.
In your car, probably?
Probably, yeah. Probably like maybe 10 years ago. You know? Like it's been a while. Yeah, so do you know about the recording of this? Well,
it's their fifth studio album.
Their fifth studio album. Yeah. Yeah. Pablo Honey, The Bends, OK Computer, Kid A, Amnesiac.
Great names across the board.
I know,
too.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. OK Computer.
That's the best album name ever.
Paranoid Android is on there. Like,
I know.
The band. I wanted to just talk about Kid A, but you have to talk about OK Computer too. The band felt drained after touring OK Computer and decided to tear down their sound and create something new and like kind of like refresh their sound a bit. Because they were just like depressed. Tom York said he was like tearing at the walls and like just going fucking crazy over like how he was just like tired out because OK Computer is huge, you know?
Right.
And they do a world tour and they're all just burnt out and they're like, the only way we're going to be able to recover from this is to go in a whole nother direction.
Right.
Which is what they had to do between the Bends and OK Computer. And so for this, Tom York and Johnny Greenwood are pushing for a more electronic sound. And then Phil and Ed in the band, Phil Greenwood and Ed O'Brien, are pushing for, still like a band sound.
Right.
And Ed O'Brien even said, he was like, and going into this, you have to understand, they're recording Kid A. They're not recording Amnesiac. And Ed O'Brien, he's a guitarist for Radiohead. He was like, I play guitar. And there's no guitars on some of these tracks. It's like, what the fuck am I doing? And he's not saying it in a way of like, he's angry. He's like scared. He's like, I don't know if like I'm going to fit in anymore. So ultimately, Phil and Ed start writing live stuff together. And Tom and Johnny are writing electronic stuff. And they still have their drummer too. Like,
right.
There's 5 members of the band. This ultimately results in separate tracks that they wanted to do a double album, but they're like, this doesn't fit together. So we'll put out Kid A, and then next year we'll put out Amnesiac.
Cool.
So they're all done in the same recording session, or sessions, and then they're broken up and put into different albums that they'll release 2 years apart.
Cool. That's really interesting.
Yeah. Ed O'Brien had an ongoing online diary during the making of Kid A and Amnesiac.
Cool.
So if anyone is ever curious about the whole. He did an entry every day while they recorded it.
That's cool.
And it's you can just look it up online. It's free for anybody to look at, and it looks mostly like just a frustrating process. It's just him talking. He's talking about.
You've read it?
Yeah, not the whole thing, but I've gone through it, and he talks about like whatever track. He's like, oh, we're nailing this track today, and then you see 6 entries later. He's like, what the fuck happened to this song? We had it down a few days ago, and now we keep tooling with it, and now we're losing it again.
Yeah, well, that's so frustrating, man.
I don't know where it's going and stuff, and and it all worked out, but like, yeah,
it's just really cool to see the process, like that, like literal day by day entries.
Yeah, you can just look it up online. Yeah. Nigel Godrich produced. He produced Air, Paul McCartney, U2, REM, Roger Waters, Arcade Fire. He had previously done OK Computer.
So he's got his creds.
Yeah. So he is on top of it. They recorded for all of 1999 into mid 2000.
That's a long time to be in a studio. For two albums.
Yeah, for what turned out to be 2 albums. Yeah. Medley Studios in Copenhagen and Radiohead Studio in Oxfordshire. The strings on the album were played by the Orchestra of St. John's, arranged by Johnny Greenwood, and performed in Dorchester Abbey, a 12th century church.
No way, dude.
Yeah.
That's so sick.
Isn't that cool?
They have like such an ethereal sound to them.
Yeah. They like have access to all this, like that
because they're that big.
They're a huge band, so they can do this stuff.
Imagine just like, hey, I think I just want to record these strings in like, a medieval church today.
Johnny Greenwood gets the green light. Yes.
Yeah. Greenwood, green light.
Greenwood, green light. That's the secret.
I guess Wiener's green. St. Patty's Day, baby.
The artwork is by Stanley Donwood. It's a crying minotaur, and I'm
looking at it now. Yeah, with little constellations.
Yeah, it's the minotaur like constellations.
Looks like a book, right? A super old red book.
In mythology, minotaurs get trapped in labyrinths, or a minotaur does. And he was saying like London feels like one big labyrinth, and we're all getting trapped in it. And times are changing and stuff, and I feel like sad and confused inside. And this kind of brings me into the state of the world at the time when this came out.
Here we go.
Because it really informs the sound of Kid A and Amnesiac, and there was a lot of like confusion and stuff about like Y2K and the internet and all of these like worries that people had. And I don't remember who the quote is from, but they're like, this is the end of history. Like, we are now kind of entering this age where like the internet itself feels like this like kind of like impending doom to a lot of people, because they're like, I don't understand it.
And look what it turned out to be. The impending doom.
It turned out to be like this shitty thing that we're all fucking hooked up to now. So like if you think about through history, like the invention of the radio or television or something.
People hated it every time.
But it's enough that like you can wrap your, if somebody goes like there's a box and you receive a signal and you can hear things that other people,
Makes sense.
You can wrap your head around it. The internet as a concept is really hard.
Okay,
so
explain to me what the internet. If I've only ever had CDs and radio, right? Like, how do you even
It's like a place where you can like chat with people
in real time
via text, real time, like in real time on a screen that's in front of you.
But it's made of ones and zeros.
Right.
What does that even mean?
There's sort of like this celebratory feeling, because the 90s are such a peaceful time for a lot of people, for like Western civilization, right? I mean, but there's another feeling of like, when is the other shoe going to drop?
Well, 4 months later.
like when are things really going to start to fall apart? Like, what's about to happen? Because it feels like we're heading into an era that we cannot predict where things are going.
Right.
Because like now technology is finally at a point where it's progressing so quickly that we cannot keep up with it conceptually.
Right.
So it's sort of like this undercurrent feeling, right? That people have all over the world. And then instead of doing something like uplifting, right? Radiohead is going to do something where they explore those feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And Kid A and Amnesiac both explore these feelings of like uncertainty and do I trust the government? And do I, do I trust them to actually bring me into this next era?
Spoiler alert, the answer is no.
Is no.
Look
Turns
at where
out,
we are.
and so they come out with this, and we'll talk about it a little more, but just for context, like critics and stuff at the time said that it sucked and that the album was no good, and the record execs too, when they showed it to them, like put all of their albums on the wall and sat and listened to it, and then all of them were like, what is this? No guitar at all on the first track of the album on Kid A.
Yeah.
And so, but they're playing Amnesiac with Kid A while they're showing this stuff to them.
Right.
And they're just like, what is this album? And they're freaking out, and then the critics hate it, and then every fan loves it. Like, it's received so warmly by the general public, who are like, we've had this feeling. And finally there's a band who's making music that
describes this weird new feeling.
Yeah, and the album is very much using technology. And
some of the sounds
in there
they get, like the way they make it, like the tape machine thing. Oh my god, it's so incredible, cool. Man.
But they kind of tap into this feeling that people hadn't felt, and then and then later on, after the album comes out, just months later, 9/11 happens, and everything kind of starts to fall into where the era that we live in now, but where it's very much this doom and gloom feeling.
This is the era of Radiohead's imagination, dude. Yeah. We're in Tom York's weird, sad soundscape right now.
You want to get into it?
Dude, I would love to. I have been so excited to talk to you about this album. It's so weird, man.
First track.
We got to play all these.
Oh, yeah.
They're so good.
Packed like sardines in a crushed tin box.
But how do you spell it?
P-A-C-K-T. Which maybe they do
Is it packet or packed?
Packed.
Packed.
I wonder if they just spell it that way in England.
I don't know, man.
I wonder if they're like double tracking his voice while putting auto-tune on it or something. Yeah.
Maybe. Like some weird chorus adjacent thing.
Yeah. It sounds...
God, what a way to start an album.
So cool. I really like the intro to this album.
Me too, man.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I was curious. Me too. I was curious what you would...
The first listen through all these songs, I didn't write anything down, I just listened.
Yeah.
I did not like really any of it.
Yeah.
But on like the next listens,
like
it just kept liking it more and more. I started to understand like reading about it and like the historical context, right? Yeah. How they made it. This is a damn good album. There's no random empty. There's no jams.
Yeah.
Everything is this like beautiful, long, thought out feeling.
Yeah.
Whatever the hell.
And while there's a lot of like electronics used on this, this is the more band-oriented side of the Kid A Amnesiac kind of sessions.
Okay. I wrote down the noises are weird and I have no damn idea what they are.
Yeah, there's like a steel drum sort of in there.
Yeah, but it doesn't sound like it's been like forged or tuned or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like a noise. Mm-hmm. The song is very calm and prepares you for the album.
Yeah.
There's no hook.
Case, get off my... Yeah,
thank goodness. No.
The title
no hook.
Plus the lyrics just makes me feel anxiety.
Yeah, dude. He's literally the name is the trains, the subway.
Yeah.
It's sort of like
you're packed in there.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, the stress of like everyday living, especially like in this era. Yeah, I think that this also just leads perfectly into the album artwork.
Yeah.
And
it sounds like the album looks. Right. What's next?
Pyramid Song.
Oh, man. What do you think about Pyramid Song?
It's great. It's one of their more popular songs, too. It's such a well-constructed song.
Sounds like a movie score.
It does.
So much.
Which they
dabble
avoid to a degree too, like Johnny Greenwood does write movie scores and stuff, but they have these strings that are in the back and they're like rising and stuff. And
it sounds like nails on a chalkboard almost. It's like half a tone and half like a bow scratch, like a student learning.
Yeah.
It's cool.
It's a little spooky.
Oh, dude, it's creepy.
And well, you know what the song's about. Everything is open to interpretation.
A moon full of stars and astral cars and all the figures I used to see. All my lovers were there with me, all my pasts and futures.
Yeah, it starts with
Interesting.
jumped in the river, what did I see?
Yeah. Black-eyed angels swam with me.
Swam with me. There was nothing to fear, nothing to doubt. It's about suicide. Like it's about like
Whoa.
crossing over.
Interesting.
And feeling like the embrace of death, and being totally at ease with it, totally comfortable.
Nice, cool.
And like, there was nothing to fear, nothing to doubt is such a great lyric. I really like that lyric.
Damn.
And the strings just sound incredible. And when Philip's drums come in, they just...
Oh, yeah.
So clean, dude.
I know.
Oh, it sounds so good. And the outro on the song is beautiful.
That's literally sounds like the end of a movie, too. It's just, I can't get it. I can't, separate Radiohead and film in my head.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's like they're playing the soundtrack to, what the world is going through, essentially, I guess, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they kind of are.
Yeah.
That's a really good way to put it.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Next up we have...
Poke Pole, Revolving Doors.
I get so consumed with anxiety when I hear this song.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it makes me feel like it's just
Is it the voice or
all of it as a whole? It feels like I'm flashing in and out of consciousness, and I'm I'm in an alley, and some weird dude in a mask is sucking on helium and saying I'm gonna kill you.
No,
it freaks me
see that
out, dude. This song is scary as hell. It's not bad. It's just scary.
Right. Which kind of fits for being after Pyramid Song, which is about death,
Yep. What do you think of this song?
I think there's lots of doors.
There are barn doors and there are revolving doors. Doors on the rudders of big ships. We are revolving doors. There are doors that open by themselves. There are sliding doors and there are secret doors. There are doors that lock and doors that don't. There are doors that let you in and out but never open. But there are trap doors that you can't come back from.
And that's basically, they're talking about stages of life that you're moving into. And there's doors that just slide open. And they're comparing it to real life stuff. But, and this is all open to interpretation,
right.
Of course. And so there's doors you can just walk through freely and be like, you know what? I don't want, actually this decision kind of sucked. And you can back out of it and go the other way.
Oh, hence the trap doors.
But there's trap doors that you can never back out from. And you... you put your money into a Ponzi scheme, right?
Right.
That's a trap door. And you can't come back from that. Your life is going to change forever. And,
wow.
Yes, basically they're just, I was reading online somewhere, somebody said that they're barn doors, they're huge doors that are hard to open.
Yeah.
That applies to things in life. And I was like, yeah, this is a pretty
doors on,
simple way to do it.
It's cool.
Song. It's a cool song, and I like their approach. And I like this indie album. It's in its entirety, but I don't listen to this on its own.
Right.
Yeah.
The voice is a little crazy.
You and Whose Army?
Oh wow, man, this one's good.
It could be my favorite song on the album.
Really?
It's the one that I actually listen to all the time. I've listened to this song a lot over the years.
This will be fantastic going on the J train, looking at the city skyline.
Oh yeah.
At night. Holy shit, man.
When it rises, it's I have a slow build set list on Spotify.
You got to send that to me.
Yeah, and this is on there.
Cool.
What do you think about it?
Oh man, it's great. They're really good at what they do.
Yeah,
it's great, man. It's great. It's orchestrated
very much
really well.
Has those soundtrack vibes to it.
Yeah. It makes me want to do something, of significance.
Yeah.
In a serious way, it's wow, this.
Well, so the meaning behind the song.
Yeah.
They say Holy Roman Empire, right? But there was really no Holy Roman Empire. It was still broken up into subdivisions.
Right.
And so then that leads into him saying ghost horses over and over again.
Okay.
Ghost horses, which is an illusory army, basically. People in power are threatening you with power they don't actually have. These people, have a made-up empire that's actually not as powerful as they say. And then they threaten you with ghost horses. But, so that's why they're saying you and whose army?
Cool.
You and your cronies? It's a very,
anti-establishment type shit.
Yeah. The people in power they never ever actually have the power that they say that they have. Dude, when the piano kicks in.
Oh my god, I wrote, yeah.
Yeah.
The very last note is just a da, and it just...
Yeah.
Oh my god, also, I feel like this is a great time to bring this up. This is the first time you hear guitar on the album.
Yeah.
Which is most likely a 1975 Fender Starcaster. Dry, nothing on it, it's a little out of tune.
Uh-huh. Yeah. How do you like it?
It's great.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not what I would have done at all. It's great. It's like, it's serving the song really well.
Yeah.
You know, shit's a little out of tune, a little,
Yeah.
seems normal, but something's wrong.
Yeah.
The last note they do is that piano chord, just, and it fades away into nothing, dude. It's so nice.
And him just, ghost horses. Yeah. I might be wrong.
This is my favorite song on the whole album. That guitar lick is just so fucking dirty and just like beefy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It sounds so good.
Wow.
And then when the drums come in though, because the guitar is taking up a lot of space, the drums are very like kind of like clean and quiet.
It's perfect. They perfectly complement each other.
Yeah. And then he does like a double. He does two snare hits in a row where I would have gone back to the hi-hat, and I hear him do it on the song and I'm like, the perfect choice, dude. He made the perfect choice with these drums.
Yes. The vocals are just like, you can understand what he's saying, but barely. I might be wrong. Yeah. Oh, dude, at the right spot in the song, too.
Oh, yeah. Because, I mean, they're introing it just right when you would expect it to happen, which is perfect, because then you're kind of rewarding your brain every time they come in at the right point,
Every time I was playing, did the listen-throughs, I always turn it up on this song.
Oh, yeah.
To jam it out.
It's such a good song. It's an anti-pessimism song. Because we're entering this like era of kind of like darkness and stuff.
Yeah.
According to Radiohead, and and so he's going like, is pessimism the correct choice for approaching this stuff? But is it also naive to be optimistic?
Right.
Maybe both. That's what I'm getting from this.
I might be wrong.
He says. Yeah. And I'm going to keep on doing this throughout the album, but I am fawning over Philip's drumming on this album.
It's perfect.
I love him as a drummer, but this might be my favorite drumming of his. Might be on this album.
Wow. Next,
Knives Out.
What a good movie.
I hated that movie.
We got to talk about this after the podcast. Knives Out is great. The use of the cymbal gets me really excited. He's just riding, dude. He's just riding
that cymbal.
It's so good, and that guitar sounds so melancholy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I cannot get a guitar to sound sad like that.
I know. Yeah. How do you like that tone?
It's great.
Yeah.
It's perfect for the song.
This is another one that's on rotation a lot.
Oh, dude, yes.
This winds up on.
This is my third favorite.
Playlists. This is your third favorite on the album. Okay.
I want you to know he's not coming back. Look into my eyes. I'm not coming back. If you'd been a dog, they would have drowned you at birth. Holy shit, dude. He's bloated and frozen. Still, there's no point in letting it go to waste.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's like a song about cannibalism. Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm not sure exactly what the bigger meaning is, but they're like equating like people to mice and like chasing them down, and I don't know if it's about like cannibalizing the lower class for your own needs. Everybody's like a rat trapped in a fucking garbage can they threw us in,
and they fight over literal garbage.
You have to eat each other to survive, but then you wind up being the only rat left in there, and you die anyways.
Hence, Pyramid Song.
Pyramid Song, yeah.
You're the last rat, so
might as well jump into that river.
The East River, baby.
The East River, by the way.
I touched the water of the East River the other day.
How was it?
Cold.
Okay.
Morning Bell.
It's probably my least favorite track on the album.
Same, except for pull, whatever.
Pull revolving doors.
Yeah. This one's tied. I don't know. Maybe I just don't get this song.
Yeah.
Cut the Kids in Half. Release Me. It sounds very.
It's about like either you losing somebody to divorce or losing somebody as in they pass away, and like cut the kids in half.
Okay.
Separate them, which is why like divorce probably makes more sense because that's why like there's the whole thing about like the king being like, if either of you will let this kid go, then I'll cut him in half, and then you can each have a half. Like for like parents who are divorcing and it doesn't happen, but it's like their method of getting them to finally relinquish. Anyways, I think it works in the album, but also, is it necessary? I don't know.
Nah, I don't think so, man.
Yeah.
Pluck it out, it won't change nothing. All right, we got Dollars and Cents. I love the beginning. It's very like...
Yeah.
I think the song's going to go one way, because it's like, well, this doesn't like sound like Radiohead too much right now.
Yeah.
Where's it going to go? It sounds kind of like a dark jungle, right?
Yeah, and then it's called Dollars and Cents, so you're like...
Right.
You're like, oh, it's got this like jungle vibe, but with a title that is not matching up.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the voice and strings kick in, and it is undeniably that like Radiohead feeling that I've like gotten really comfortable with.
That
on
movie
song
kind of,
8. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, feel that you get.
Yeah.
The sweeping strings in there.
Dude, so fucking good.
The song is anti-capitalist.
Eat the rich, baby.
It's about the constant struggle of needing to pay your bills while trying to change the system that requires you to constantly be working to pay your bills. Yeah.
It's a good song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a really good song.
Changes the guitar at the end. It's like palm muted. Which is nice.
Hunting Bears is next. Okay, what are the effects that are going on with it? Because, of course, this has
Dude,
guitar
it's so
effects.
good. It's like this... He is so good at guitar that he is intentionally making it sound like the slightest bit sloppy. To me, it's a callback to I Might Be Wrong.
Okay.
It has that same texture of like the drone, right? I don't know if it might be in the same key. I don't know. I might be wrong.
Yeah. I might be wrong.
But,
might be wrong.
He's got some kind of effect on there where it's like it's only present when he's playing a certain frequency. If he's like playing this like doodads in E and he slides down to a D, the effect is going to reset and restart.
Okay.
For that duration he's playing with that particular frequency, right?
Okay. Yeah.
It's some algorithm in a pedal, whatever the fuck, right? Yeah. But it's cool. You can, like you said, you can literally hear his fingers slide on the strings, and there's like this sweeping sound
that you hear every time it happens.
Holy shit, dude! It's my second favorite on the album, dude. It's so good.
They talked about the building of this album too, and how they would like do shit on laptops for a while, and then they'd be like, "I'm so bored by this," and so then they could then move into their other stuff and play as a band and have fun doing that for a while. And then once that was, they're like, okay, we've been playing for however many sessions as a band. Let's move back to the the stuff that's more computer oriented. And so they were able to like move back and forth between these two like worlds in a way. And this track feels a little bit like a melding of both of them.
Like spinning plates.
Like spinning plates.
I like this song. The texture is crazy.
The texture
is this
crazy.
The tape thing?
Yeah, they're like doing like backwards.
Yeah. From
a songwriting perspective, this song is like perfect. This song is so fucking good.
What do you like about it?
It's got this like kind of hopeless, hollow feeling, which is like kind of where the scariness comes from. The tracking is like backwards on it in the background. And then the lyrics are so short, but it's about people like, politicians especially in power who, it's just, while you make pretty speeches, I'm being cut to shreds. You feed me to the lions, a delicate balance. So it's like politicians go out, they make some speech. They're actually sending you off to war. Like you as the working class are being killed, but you're being used to feed the lions. So now the lions are full and they're not hungry for now. And you don't have to worry about your lower class rising up against you. And so that's the delicate balance that they're finding. And this feels just like spinning plates. I'm living in Cloud Cuckoo Land. And Cloud Cuckoo Land is this old book about a man who's transformed into all these different animals, and he journeys across the earth to find a land without suffering, and he finally just has to return home because it's impossible.
Oh my god.
So when he says he feels like he's living in Cloud Cuckoo Land, it's like he's living in this place where there's just going to be suffering all the time. It's kind of pointless, the effort of spinning plates, or you can't keep up with spinning plates, and you will fall behind at some point. You know, yeah, our body's floating down the muddy river.
Fuck, dude.
I mean, the lyrics, like, and then all of this is happening while the track in the back is playing backwards. Like, we're constantly traveling backwards in a way when we're dealing with people in power. It all ties in so well.
And it's relevant now. Fucking 24 years later?
It'll always be relevant, you know? It was relevant 24 years prior to this.
We come to our last song.
Last song of the album.
Rainy Day Woman.
Rainy Day Woman, yeah.
Yeah, me and Tom, man.
Yeah,
we got stoned, man.
Rainy Day Women. I know, that's exactly what I thought about when I heard the song.
Me too.
Yeah, because those horns, they're like lazy sort of horns that are kind of out side of the song in a way.
Yeah.
And that's what makes me think of that.
What do you think of the song? Like,
I think it's pretty well constructed. Like, it's still something I wouldn't listen to on its own. But in the album, I think it works.
Okay, why do you think it works?
They're making different choices on this song, but they're doing it on the last track. So you're leaving on a note where you're like thinking about the song. And you're like kind of like sitting there like, whoa, this really caught my attention. And then you're like, wait, that's it? That's the last song on the album? That one like really got, you know, like
it's 11 songs.
It's only 11
It's nothing
songs.
crazy. She and him was 14.
14, yeah.
I mean, it's just like this really lazy, weird ending. It's like, it's probably how this country will end in a very weird, fucking bizarre, out of pocket way.
Yeah.
Right? So I think it fits pretty damn good.
It's out of pocket, and
it's fucking weird.
Not that you would not pay attention to this album, but this ending is like really gonna catch your attention.
You have to stop and pay attention to this.
The song is about celebrity and the double-edged sword of everybody telling you to loosen up while the paparazzi is right outside your window trying to look in at you or listen to your conversations.
What a cool intro, a cool album.
Yeah, I think that it's basically like I think that they have this laziness in the horns and the woodwinds and stuff that are in the song because the message that they're coming up with in this song doesn't feel as serious, right? Like he's singing about it like somewhat seriously and kind of pathetically.
Oh, you're in power, you don't have
but then there's these like lazy horns and stuff in there, so it's like this isn't really a serious song because this is I think the first song that we have that's from the point of view of somebody who has power.
Right.
Right.
Oh, shit.
I would buy this on vinyl, but
I feel like you're like a hardcore Radiohead fan.
I'm a hardcore Radiohead fan. So.
I'm brand new to the scene, so I would,
Yeah. I would be a...
Maybe In Rainbows on vinyl. Since it's like, that was my first one, you know?
Yeah.
Nothing like the Radiohead first.
Man, it's hard to say no to In Rainbows on vinyl. Amnesiac by Radiohead. Came out 30th of May 2001. It wound up on the Billboard 200 the week of June 23rd, 2001.
Okay, what was number 10?
Number 10, Missy Elliott with Miss E, So Addictive. Number 9 is Turk, Young and Thuggin'.
Nate has some great facial expressions when he reads the Billboard and everyone.
Tool is at number 8.
Nice.
That's a band I need to listen to more.
Same.
Here we go. Now 6. Now that's what I call music 6.
Oh my god.
Is that number 7? So is that number right? So
40.
And then 12 years later, it's 46 for She and Him. So they did 40 of them. In 12 years.
Hold on. Pause. Hold on. Out now. Now that's what I call music. 89.
Jesus Christ. At number 6, we have Jessica Simpson with Irresistible. This is back when Jessica Simpson was famous. At number 5, we have Destiny's Child moving into number 5 from number 2 with Survivor. The Moulin Rouge soundtrack is at number 4. And then we had a Baz Luhrmann soundtrack on the She and Him album, also in the top 10. That's wild, dude.
Oh.
So Baz Luhrmann, he's an Australian director. Okay. He did Moulin Rouge and he did The Great Gatsby.
Oh yeah.
So he and the Now That's Why I Call Music were in the top 10 for both of these albums.
Are they in cahoots?
That's kind of cool. Free City by Saint Lunatics. And then at number 2, we have Radiohead.
Oh.
Amnesiac.
Nice.
Number 2, first week on the chart, and it only gets worse for them from there, but they're right.
Number 2 is really good.
Yeah, peak position number 2. And then number 1 is Stained. Break the Cycle. It's the beginning of the end. Are these albums in conversation with each other? I don't think so at all. One of them is very internal. She and Him is a very internal album dealing with Ben Gibbard and all that stuff.
Right.
And Radiohead is very external, talking about politics and power.
Personal versus, like, public.
And then, yeah, you even look at, like, the building of both albums, and they're entirely different. She and Him is doing a more conventional kind of recording and stuff, even if they're doing different studios. Radiohead is taking a year and a half and playing with computers and stuff.
Is this the first pairing that is, like, totally...
No, we had Bob Dylan and Stevie Dinner.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Join us next week for...
James Taylor Greatest Hits Volume 1 and Little Joy by Little Joy.
Thank you all for listening.
Yeah, it's cool. This is fun.
Please like and subscribe.
I hate you so much.
I don't know. What else do people say? Listen to whatever your heart desires.
What's your weekly recommendation?
The Fragile by Nine Inch Nails.
Fragile.
What's yours?
Fucking Dr. Dog's newest album. It's self-titled, Dr. Dog.
Listening to this, that would be... No, he just threw it. Okay. Y'all enjoy yourselves out there.
Let's stop.